I received quite a few comments from people asking me to share my genuine, truthful, unbiased first experience with an electric car. Little did I know that my first electric car experience was gonna turn into quite a situation and quite a nightmare because things kind of just fell apart in the first 2 days that I had the car. All right, so I definitely don't have Alex's luck when it comes to cars. On the way home from purchasing this from Alex, not only did the rear spoiler come off on me on the freeway, I just kind of stuck it back on here just to kind of show you, but yeah, this whole spoiler just flew right off the car on the freeway. And luckily, I saw it coming off and it was kind of just held down by one side, so it didn't fall all the way off, else it would be all scratched up, so thank God for that. But then, also, I was just kind of beating up the car.
Oh God, oh God. I'm gonna throw up for real.
It seems that I shredded up the rear tires a bit. Oh, wow, yeah, this is the first time I'm taking it off. Yeah, that looks, that looks pretty bad. But luckily I got some new tires. It just came in. It seems like I was accelerating through a couple of turns and yeah, that's what happened. Wow, I didn't know it was that bad. But at least the rim is not damaged at all. Just a little bit of rubber on there. Get all that stuff inside there. Get all that rubber. Yep, for sure, this tire is at the end of its life. Get all that rubber inside. The rim is absolutely perfect. Not one scratch. And that's because I drove about 5 miles per hour, checked the temperature of the tire, made sure it wasn't getting hot, and if it was, I waited a couple minutes and then drove a few blocks more. It's a painful process, but at least the rim did not get damaged because this car does not have a spare. I don't even think this car has a jack. I got these tires on a closeout. These are 2018 date code. Made in the USA, believe it or not. These Pirellis are way stiffer than the Michelins that I took off. They're giving me quite a workout to get them on the rim without scratching the surface of the rim. But this is my second one. Got the first one done already. Next, I gotta put this spoiler on. I'm not sure what kind of tape they use for this. It's supposed to be VHB tape, like this one right here. And this kind of looks like that color, but definitely didn't stick. So either they didn't prep it right, or that tape is like from Amazon. Some imitation tape. But this time, I'm gonna put it on there for good, because that thing definitely was not gonna hold any sort of downforce at all that it created. I don't know why, all I hear is Alex's voice saying, Mancuso, Mancuso. For some reason, that's what I think of when I'm marking this thing. I don't know why. All right, I got it all taped up, ready to go on. Let's see how it looks. Well, there it goes. So my marks lined up pretty perfectly. Right here and right here. And it's very solid. I don't see that coming off anytime soon. At this point, I was all done. I decided to take the car for a test drive. I thought all the fun was over, but apparently not. I left my garage with 80 miles of range, drove about 20 miles out. At that point, I had 36 miles of range left. I knew I was not making it back with the amount of range I had left. No problem. I'll just stop at a charger real quick. And then this happened. I got really excited, but then it says it's charging at 32 amps, 12 miles per hour. If I want to be comfortable and get back to my place from here, I would have to sit here and go get a coffee, like they say, for about a couple of hours. I got lucky and I got the charger electric car while you grab a bite to eat or grab a coffee experience. So let me go back to the car and see how much battery it has now. It's been charging for about 30 or 40 minutes. Definitely not as fast as going to the gas station and filling up with some good old petrol. All right, I got about 42 miles of range now. So I gained about, what is that, 8 or 10 miles. Well, as we can see, it's charging at 16 miles per hour now. Went up a little bit, but yep, you could do the math. Pretty simple. Definitely not as fast as a quick stop at the gas station, filling up with dinosaurs. And on top of that, if we want to obey the law 100%, there's a 2-hour maximum, which would give me about 24 miles of range. It looks like 13 hours and 30 minutes until it's fully charged. I'm gonna disconnect the charger, and when I picked up the car from Alex, he told me to take this little connector, that little adapter, and I told him, no, it's cool, it's okay. And he's like, no man, take it, you might need it, take it. Yep, I definitely needed it, because this plug does not fit into that socket. It's definitely a little bit of an empty feeling not having any charge and passing gas stations. It's almost the same feeling as when you're running out of gas and you're in the middle of nowhere and you're not sure when the next station's coming. That's kind of the feeling I have right now, because I checked for charging stations and there's one up about 5 miles, but that range does not seem accurate to me. I just made it 7 miles of range, which I don't really trust. I think it's more like 1 mile of range, but I just made it. Looks like I made it back with 7 miles of battery left, and the good news is the spoiler stayed attached. Look at that, solid. That's VHB tape for you. Now that you see what I went through, the reality of this whole charger situation is it actually really sucks. And even carrying a mobile charger with you in the trunk really doesn't solve that problem, because you can't just hook up the car to that charger and go and get a coffee. You're gonna need like 20, 30, 40 coffees, or just sleep in a hotel and come back the next day, because the 110 charger fully charges the battery in 92 hours. And you definitely can't change your plans on the fly, because imagine if I leave with 100 miles range to a picnic that's 40 miles away. Well, now I gotta make sure that I don't hit traffic or anything else that's gonna use the battery any faster than it's calculating the range. And imagine if I have a picnic at a forest preserve and I get a call and say, hey, you know what, it's full. We have to go to a different forest preserve that's about 10 miles further. Well, at that point, I'll be turning around, going back home, and either getting a different car or getting my bike. And to my surprise, you just can't rely on the public chargers, because you don't know how fast that charger is going to charge your car. I'm sure it works just fine for people who have a set routine like my neighbors, where they go from home to work and work to home every single day. And I'm sure it'll get better over time, but what I really learned from this is it's not as simple as, yeah, just plug it up, go get a coffee and a bite to eat, and you're gonna drive an extra 100 miles. That's just not the case the majority of the time. At least that's what I found, because all the superchargers that I looked at on the map were completely out of my way, and I would have never made it there with the range that I had. Hopefully that helped you. I think that's what everybody wanted to see from my main channel, which is Warped Perception, of what my first experience was with the Tesla that I bought. I'll keep you updated. I got some really cool stuff coming up with this car. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, because this is my other channel. The other channel connected with this one is Warped Perception. So yeah, thanks for watching. Adios.